Hi, my name is Niamh. I just wanted to make a quick YouTube video discussing the Loews Hotels at Universal Resorts program, which is a J1 program given to UK and Irish students to go and work at Loews Hotels at Universal Studios in Orlando, Florida. I have just finished. Well, not just finished. I finished in September my program for the summer 2023. It was probably one of the most amazing experiences I've ever had in my life. But the thing about the Loews Hotels one versus Disney's cultural exchange program, etc., is I found very little content out online that could tell me much about it. Like, other than the stuff that Yummy Jobs told us, I found it really hard to find any content online that could help me decide what to pack, how to feel, like what to expect. There was one or two videos, and I will link them down below in the description of this YouTube video, along with some other videos I know a couple of other people from the program I've done has done, namely Louise. She's made lots of vlogs and stuff about her experience, especially in Disney. She spent a lot of time in Disney, so I'll link them as well because they could be helpful, especially if you're a big Disney person. What she found helpful and whatever. But I also just want to make a quick video just going through like some of the things I did or should have done before going. This is not going to include like the visa process or anything like that. Yummy Jobs will walk you through that. That whole process, like as you get to it. This is more just like things like packing and documents, like how I stored them and how I wanted to bring them. Flights and hotels and phone stuff and like what it was like actually being there and the heat and things like that. Just things I was worried about before I went on this program, and like things I wish people would have told me before going. Because while there is a lot of content about the Disney's cultural exchange program and a lot of that content is quite helpful, especially when they're talking about things like packing, etc. A lot of things didn't go over what the Loews Hotels experience was like. So I wanted to share that with you, especially when it comes to the accommodation, because that was something I was really, really worried about. And I just wanted to talk you through it, and I hopefully can figure out how to put like videos and pictures and stuff in this video. If I can't, I'm sorry. I do have an Instagram. I made like a whole Instagram just for this particular program, and I'll link that as well, so you can see some pictures and stuff in there as well. That could probably help, because once again, like when I was doing this myself, I wish I had more content to look at, so I'm helping. I'm trying to help anyway. This is my first YouTube video, so I'm sorry. The lighting and the sound quality and everything isn't great, but this is probably going to be the only YouTube video I make, so it's fine. So yes, I just wanted to start off saying that, so yeah. And I'm going to start with packing. So packing was one of those things I found really difficult before I came. Especially because I'd never been to Florida. I've never been to Florida, I've never been to Orlando, never even been to the States before, so I didn't know what to expect. And I was quite lucky in the sense that I had a really close friend of mine that has been to Florida multiple times and also was doing Disney's culture exchange program, so she was going through the same process as I was in packing and prepping and everything, so she was very helpful in what I should bring, what I shouldn't bring. And my mom has been to Florida before when she was my age, so she was also helpful in telling me what to bring. But the thing about Disney's cultural exchange program is that they need to bring things that we don't. So like my friend brought like duvet covers and towels and stuff like that. Like we don't need to bring that. So don't worry about packing any of that stuff. Like some people brought towels, but you don't need towels. Accommodation will provide you with towels, but I'll talk about that a little bit later. I'll talk about accommodation, what it was like, what they offer, etc., etc. I just wanted to go through some of the things I really am glad that I did while packing, and the things I'm glad I brought and things I wish I brought and had to buy while I was over there. I'm going to start off by saying packing, especially for a long trip like 3 months, especially if you've never moved out of home before, is hard. It's hard, it's stressful, and it's different to packing when you go away on a holiday. So what I did, and I'm really glad I did this and I find this very helpful, is that a month and a half before you go, if you have a space in your home that isn't really used, you know, an extra bedroom, a couch no one sits on, a space in your bedroom, you can lay out everything, do that. Like, I probably did this 2 months before I went. There was a couch in my room that no one ever sits on. And I just laid out everything, all the clothes I planned to bring, notebooks, books, you know, toiletry stuff, whatever, everything I thought I wanted to bring, I laid out on my couch, and it just made it so easy to see what I had and what I needed. And also gave me time to really think about it. Like, I find when I travel and I'm packing everything, I'm shoving and shoving and shoving, I don't really think. I just go, oh, I definitely need shorts, and I definitely need t-shirts, and I definitely need deodorant, and I just shove, 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 and then I get to where I need to go, and I realize, oh fuck, I should have brought this, that, and the other. Laying it out a couple months in advance helps you really think about what you're bringing, and also helps you really think about your clothes, because you can't bring every piece of clothing item you have in your wardrobe. You have to think about what you're bringing. And something I didn't do but probably should have done was think about how all my clothes matched. Like, I just shoved a whole bunch of t-shirts in and a whole bunch of shorts. I didn't really think about the outfits I was going to make out of them. And this might seem very intuitive, but not to me at the time, so I just wanted to say it as well. Really think about like what you're bringing, because you can't bring too much. You have so much stuff you need to bring. You can't bring too much. So think about like, this t-shirt goes with these shorts, and this t-shirt goes with these shorts, and I can mix and match and whatever. Think about what you're bringing is all I'm trying to say. Because there's lots of things you're also going to have to bring. Like, I would suggest bringing reusable bags. I know it sounds a bit ridiculous, but sorry. Americans use a lot of plastic. They use a lot of plastic bags. So you're always going to have a bag, but there's just a lot of plastic. And for me, I felt really uncomfortable doing that. Like, I felt really uncomfortable. We had like a whole drawer just full of plastic bags by the end of our stay, myself and my roommate. We had just like a whole cabinet just full of bags. And we ended up just starting using them as rubbish bags because we had no other use for them. So if you don't want that, I would suggest bringing a couple of reusable bags, shoving one in your handbag for when you leave. Perfect. I would also suggest bringing both a small like tote bag, or a small bag that's going to be comfortable on your shoulder, that's big enough to hold your water bottle, you know, your phone, your keys, whatever. And also bringing a more heavy duty backpack or handbag, whatever you decide, because there's going to be like those first couple of days, especially when you do Disney and when you first get your Universal Pass. If you do decide to do Disney and when you get your Universal Pass, you're going to be spending the whole day in the parks. So having a bigger bag that you can put snacks in, that you can put lots of water in, sun cream, etc., really handy, really good. But the thing about the heat in Florida is that it's so hot. It's quite literally like standing in like a dryer. It's so hot, and having a big bag just makes you sweat more. Like, having especially a backpack. Like, I had a backpack, and it was handy. It kept my hands free, and I'm glad I brought it. But your back will just be sweating, and it's also really handy for work. Like, it's handy just to put everything you need for work in it as well. But I would also suggest bringing like a tote bag or a smaller handbag, or just something that's very lightweight that you can just put your phone, your water bottle in, because there will be, after you do those first couple of big days in Universal, you're not going to really do big days again. Like, oftentimes myself and my roommate would go off to Universal and we'll do like 2 hours there and we'll come back again. You don't need everything. You just need a small handbag, some water, maybe some sun cream, your phone, and your key card for your room, and that's all you need. So I would suggest bringing the two, just to be helpful. I also suggest bringing, laundry. Laundry is something I'm going to talk about when I talk about the accommodation, but bringing a laundry bag is so helpful. Like, I brought this laundry bag. I bought it from Deals if you're from Ireland, Poundland if you're from the UK. It's a really big, just very lightweight plastic laundry bag that has a drawstring at the top here, so you can zip it up. It's really handy. I'm so glad I bought it. I bought it for like €1.50 euro, €1.50, which is probably about £1. Honestly, probably the best thing I brought with me. It was just really handy. And I know a lot of people had problems bringing laundry, especially if you're on the top floor. Like, I was quite lucky that I was on the bottom floor, so walking to the laundry room took me like 2 minutes. Not even 2 minutes, 30 seconds. But if you're on the third floor, the very top floor, dragging laundry down, especially if you don't have like a sturdy bag or something, can just be a bit of a pain. And I know a couple of people had like their bags stolen and stuff. So just be mindful of that. Like, if you're gonna need something to put your laundry in, laundry bag, once again, a reusable, shopping bag, a big reusable shopping bag would be handy for that. I suggest this. It was really handy. I put all my clothes in it when it was dirty, zipped it up in the corner of my room out of the way. I could easily just pick it up, bring it to the laundry room. And it's very lightweight, so it's not gonna take up much. It's tiny, you can fold it up nice and small, and it's really light, so it's not gonna take up much room in your backpack, so I would highly suggest. I got a purple one. At the time there was blue, purple, and grey. I don't know if there's any new colours or the same colours or whatever, but I would suggest going to Poundland, going to Deals, going to, most Eurosaver shops will have something like that, and I would really suggest it. The other thing I'm going to have to talk to you about is business wear. Those first 2 weeks, you're going to be doing lots of paperwork. You're going to be doing lots of lots of meetings. This includes meetings with the bank, meetings with Loews, when you first meet your, managers and work, etc., etc. You're going to need some business casual clothes, because that's what's going to be expected of you in those first 2 weeks. Once again, don't bring lots. Bring one pair of black pants, a nice white top or black top, whatever you choose, and some decent footwear. Not decent, I mean like business casual footwear. It doesn't need to be a high heel. I wore flats. I bought my flats for $8 in Walmart. So if you don't want to bring business casual or shoes, in particular because shoes are heavier, you can buy them really cheap in Walmart, Target, etc. When you get there. I just wanted to throw it out there because I know for me it was kind of a rush thing. Like, I didn't find out until maybe about a week before we were supposed to go that we needed business casual, so I just threw in a pair of nice black trousers and like a white shirt. I would bring 2 decent shirts, a white shirt and a black shirt, but you don't need it, especially if you don't have the room. Don't worry about it. Just bring one and then wash it, and then you can wear it the next time. But just to throw it out there, you will need some business casual clothing, so think about that when you're packing. I would also suggest bringing a long pair of pajama bottoms, sweat bottoms, something comfy you can wear while you're inside your accommodation, because it does kind of get cooler in there, because the AC is on. So while it's boiling hot outside and you're definitely not going to want to wear any long sleeve, long leggings, whatever, don't bother bringing any of that stuff. I would suggest bringing long pajama bottoms, long sweatpants, whatever you choose to be comfy in, because it was something I had to buy while I was over there, because I only brought shorts. Like, I only brought shorts with me. I didn't have any long pants, so I went up and bought like cheap leggings or whatever I bought while I was over there, because it does kind of get cool in the accommodation, especially if you have like a night in to yourself. Like, I know for myself, my work schedule didn't line up with my friends oftentimes, so I worked in the morning, my friends worked in the evening, so oftentimes I'd be back in the evening and my roommate and all my friends would be gone at work and I would have nothing to do, which was fine. It was definitely nice to have some relaxing time. So I'd just like chill in our room, make some dinner, but it does kind of get cold, so I would bring one of those. I'm trying to think. What else? So if you're like me, you've never been to Florida before, this is your first time moving out of home, or even if you're not like me, even if you've never moved, even if you have moved out of home, I'm sure most people can say this, especially moving to another country, you will get homesick, you will feel culture shocks. It's only normal, and it's okay. It's okay to feel like that. Everyone feels like that. I would really suggest something I did and my roommate did that definitely helped, I feel, was bringing something from home. Bring a comfort thing from home. So a lot of people brought like stuffed animals. I brought a blanket. Some people bring both. I bought a stuffed animal here while I was over there because I missed having stuffed animals. So yeah, bring those, because I know you might feel self-conscious, especially bringing stuffed animals. A lot of people did. A lot of the guys did as well. Like, I just want to throw it out there. Like, everyone's in the same boat. Like, it's okay to feel homesick. It's okay to feel worried. It's okay to not know and need time. Everyone goes through that. So definitely bring things that will help bring you comfort, because you probably will need them over the time, and that's fine. Everyone needs that. Oh, also something like a book. Or my roommate brought a lot of like her crochet stuff. Bringing something for downtime. Like, you're in Florida and it's great and it's fun and you have access to the parks and it's wonderful and it's great and you're gonna have so much fun. I promise you'll have so much fun. It was the time of my life while I was over there. But you will have downtime, and that downtime is needed. It's definitely needed. Especially after, a long day of work, a long week, out in the heat sometimes. Like, sometimes you just need time to chill out, to relax, watch some TV, read a book, do some crocheting, whatever it is you choose to do. I brought books with me. I also bought books while I was over there. I went to Walmart. I bought 2 books while I was over there as well. It's really nice and it's definitely needed. Suggest I would suggest bringing books, crocheting, whatever. Me and my roommate sometimes we'd go through a whole week of work, and then on a Friday we're both free, but we're both too tired to go anywhere or do anything in the heat. So more often than not, we would spend the evening in bed. She'd be crocheting. We'd often watch the TV together. Actually, American TV isn't bad at all. There's a lot of ads, and the ads are kind of weird, but they were good about having like movies and stuff on. Like, there was lots of Harry Potter on. So if you're a Harry Potter fan, lots of Harry Potter on. So more often than not, we would sit and we would watch Harry Potter and we just talk, and it was really nice. So I would suggest bringing something like that as well. Try to think. Packing. Oh yeah, so like basic things like water bottles, plastic containers, I would bring as well. I bring multiple water bottles. I only brought one with me. I ended up buying some while I was over there, because you need a lot of water. You need a lot of water. And water bottles are heavy. Water bottles are heavy, so they're kind of a bit of a pain in the ass to carry around. But I'd bring more than one bottle of water, and I'd bring more than one type of bottle of water. So I had my one like that one right there. I had like my metal one. It was great, insulating, good for cold water. I also bought a really big one with a straw on it, kind of like a Stanley Cup, but it wasn't a Stanley Cup. It wasn't metal either. It was plastic. It was like, actually no, I shouldn't. I shouldn't say like a Stanley Cup. I should say like those Starbucks cups with the straw on the top. I loved that. I didn't bring it with me here to Germany. I should have, and I really miss it. But I bought one of those. It was really great. Honestly, really great. I would highly suggest it. And plastic containers for leftover food. Their portions over there are massive. The food is something else I will also talk about, but the portions over there are quite big. I would suggest bringing 2 or 3 lunch boxes just to put some food in and put it in your fridge, rather than like leaving it and like letting it rot, because it's also quite expensive over there. Like, the cost of living is quite high, so just keep that in mind when you're eating over there. I would also suggest bringing something for the bathroom. So the bathrooms, how they're laid out, is there's no like bathroom drawers or like storage areas. There's just a big counter. So what myself and my roommate did, we actually went off and bought a basket each and put all of our stuff in it, just to keep the counter kind of clean and not as cluttered. I would suggest bringing something like that: bag, a basket, buying a bag or basket while you're over there. Really handy. I ended up bringing my basket home with me. It's currently in my bathroom here as well in Germany. Really handy, really great. It just kept everything organized, everyone's stuff together. It's not a need, it's not a definite need, but it's something I found really helped make the place a bit nicer. And lots of clips and bobbins. You're gonna lose bobbins like you've never lost bobbins before in your life, because your hair, it's just so hot. You're always gonna want to have bobbins on your wrists, clips in your bag, whatever. It's always just so hot. Having, especially if you have long hair, clipping your hair up is the nicest feeling in the whole world. It's the nicest feeling in the whole world, especially when you go swimming. We went swimming a lot in the local swimming pool. Well, in the hotel next door to the swimming pool, but no one's supposed to know about that. We went swimming a lot. Clipping your hair up, keeping your hair that growing, really handy, really great. Bring lots of them. Lots and lots and lots of them. You will lose them. They will fall. It's fine. Just bring lots. I think that's everything I would suggest about packing. I'd also just remember, be mindful of the clothes that you're packing. Don't bring, bring clothes that are made out of cotton, that are like, kind of flowy. I wouldn't bring anything too, like, made out of like plastic or anything like that. Be mindful of the type of clothes you're bringing. And shoes and runners, black shoes. Almost every job needed black shoes. I'm pretty sure every job bar pool attending needed black shoes, but even pool attending, they had the option between white or black shoes. So whatever you do, bring black shoes with you. You will need black runners. I brought black Nike runners I used for work for years prior to that. They worked perfectly fine. Just be mindful of that. Bring black runners. And with that, I'm going to move on to the next section that I'm going to try break this into. If you have any questions about packing or some of the things I brought with me, or some things you're unsure whether or not you should bring, don't be afraid to leave a comment or send me a message on Instagram. I'll happily answer it. The next section I'm going to talk about is money. So it's no secret this program does cost quite a lot, especially when you take into consideration how much you're going to spend on clothes and stuff you need to bring with you. If you need to buy new luggage bags, I need to buy new luggage bags, and like flights and stuff. They say to bring around $1,000 with you to America. I would bring, if you can, $1,000 to $1,500, because those first 3 weeks you won't have any money bar that. That's your only money for those first 3 weeks. And you have to remember, those first 3 weeks, you're buying everything you need. You're buying food for your cabinet. You're buying any like mugs, paper, plates, etc. that you want to buy. You're buying like Ubers. Ubers are so expensive. Ubers and Lyfts, so expensive. But there's no other way to get around Orlando, really, especially at the beginning when it's so hot out and you're really struggling with heat. As you get used to it a bit more, it's easier to walk places. Like myself, my roommate walked to Universal more often than not. It took 30 to 40 minutes to walk there. It really wasn't a bad walk. I also used to walk to work. I worked in the Hard Rock Hotel. It's probably the closest hotel to the accommodations, so it's easier to walk. It took me 25 minutes, 30 minutes each way, which really isn't bad. But those first couple of weeks, you will struggle with the heat. I definitely did. And being out in it for too long is really hard. So Ubering those first couple of weeks is probably for your best efforts. And you're also going to Uber other places like the mall. And if you're working in a different place other than Hard Rock or Portofino, you will struggle. you won't be able to walk because it's just too far. So I would suggest, being mindful of how much money you have, because you're also going to want to try everything, like trying new foods. Like there's a Wendy's quite close to where our accommodation is. I really wanted to try Wendy's. I really wanted to try McDonald's in the States. I really wanted to try all these things. So just be mindful of that. You will be spending quite a lot of money those first couple of weeks. So try bring as much as you can, especially if you want a Disney pass. Like the Disney pass an annual Disney pass is about $400. That's $400 down the drain if you definitely want a Disney pass. So just be mindful of how much money you're bringing with you, as much as you can, save as much as you can. And I know it's difficult, especially when you're paying for things, your visa, etc. over time. It's definitely hard. It's definitely hard saving that kind of money. So if you do decide you want to do this, save and save and save and save as much as you can. Yes. I think that's everything I wanted to talk about with money. It's not a nice conversation, money, I know, but it's definitely something you have to consider when you're going for this program in particular. The money in the program itself is pretty good. Like, it's pretty good. I survived quite easily off of it. Most of us did. I got paid around $1,000 200 every 2 weeks. And I know that sounds like a lot, but 400 of that is going to rent. And then you think about food, and you think about Ubers, and any souvenirs and etc. you want to buy. That's the other thing I want to talk about actually. You won't get your universal pass for the first couple of weeks. I think it took 3 weeks for us to get our universal pass, which was fine because we had everything else we wanted to try. We went to City Walk, we went to the mall, we went to Disney Springs, and etc. etc. If you get a Disney pass, you're going to be going to Disney. So waiting that long really it's really not that bad. But don't buy anything. You will get a discount with your pass, because you are technically a universal employee. You just work in the hotels, so you do get a discount. I believe it's 30%. So don't buy anything in City Walk. Don't buy anything unless it's an absolute necessary thing. Don't even buy food, because you can get discounts on your food as well. So just try and be mindful of that. If you want to buy souvenirs and stuff, the likelihood is the souvenir you want will still be there in the 3 weeks time. So just hold off on buying before you get your universal pass. The other thing I want to talk about was phones. So UHS will send you, when you get your DS 2019 form, they will send you in that package a microchip for your phone, a little SIM for your phone, and that will be linked to some J1 SIM program. That's very expensive. That J1 SIM program, very, very expensive. I would wait until you get there and then get a Mint Mobile SIM for your phone. When we went, they had a discount. It was €15 a month. It was unlimited text, calls, data, etc. It was fantastic. I would highly recommend it. But don't feel like you have to go with that J1 SIM. Especially because I went with it. I went with it without knowing about Mint. And then they decided a week into my program that they didn't want me as a customer anymore. And I couldn't figure out why. They wouldn't tell me why. So I was just left stranded without any data or any calls or texts for a little while until I figured out how to get a new SIM. So just be mindful when you get there. Do shop around. Do look. T-Mobile, Mint, etc. They do other things. So just be mindful of that. And also make sure your phone is compatible with American SIMs. I didn't know this at the time. Some phones aren't. I didn't find that out until, because I bought a new phone when we went, and I asked the guy in the shop, I was like, oh, is this compatible with American SIMs? And he was like, I don't know, but some aren't, so just double check. And we ended up having to call the manufacturer, and they confirmed that it was. So just make sure, especially if you have an older phone, just make sure it's compatible with US SIM, so you don't get there and then have to find out that there's no way for you to get an American phone number, because you will need an American phone number, especially with the bank. You will need an American phone number, so you can't just not get an American phone number whilst you're over there. The next part I want to talk about is documents. You're going to get a lot of documents, not only just before you go, with the DS 2019 form and your SEVIS form and everything else Yummy Jobs will send you and Wise will send you that you're going to want to print out. You're going to have a lot of documents, but also you're going to get a lot of documents when you get there. Those first 2 weeks is all documents. It's all paperwork. You're going to get lots of paperwork from the bank. You're going to get lots of paperwork from Loews, from your hotel that you're put into. So Hard Rock for me, I got lots of paperwork from them as well. You're going to have lots and lots of paperwork. So bring a folder. Now, not just the folder Yummy Jobs send you. I know Yummy Jobs sends everyone a folder that has Yummy Jobs on it. It's really nice and it's really pretty. And I do recommend bringing that folder, because there's certain paperwork you're always going to need. And this includes your SEVIS and your DS 2019. So I suggest putting those and anything else Yummy Jobs tells you absolutely need for everything, like your passport and stuff like that, into that small folder. But I would suggest bringing a bigger folder for everything else, because it can get really messy otherwise. I brought one from Eason's. It was just a nice thick folder with clear slips in it. I put all my paperwork in there. It made just so much easier for me. So I would suggest doing that. Because you will need all that paperwork, just in case, the bank stuff and whatever. You will need all that paperwork. So bring a folder. Buy a folder while you're over there. It doesn't really matter. Get yourself a folder. And It will make your life a lot easier, I promise. Keep yourself organized. And for your visa appointment, get your appointment as soon as you can, because there was definitely some people who were still waiting for their passport with their visa in it like a week before they're supposed to fly. And this obviously isn't their fault. Like, visa appointments are hard to come by, and you can't get a visa appointment without your DS 2019 form. So apply for it as soon as you can. Apply for the program as soon as you can, and then apply for your visa appointment as soon as you can when you get your 2019 DS 2019 form, because it can be a bit of a pain. And especially with me, like, my visa process took way longer than expected. I booked my visa appointment and I was happy out, and I got all the way there and went through security and did everything, and then it found out that I accidentally filled out the paperwork wrong and was sent home and had to redo the whole process again and rebook an appointment. It was very, very stressful. Have someone help you fill out the visa stuff, like the paperwork that they ask you to fill out before you go get your visa, and do it as soon as you can. It's the only advice I can give you. You will get it back in time, I'm sure, even if you do have to wait a little bit longer, but just try your best to get it in as soon as you can. I'm now going to talk about accommodation. Accommodation is the one I was most worried about, so I'm going to try alleviate any stress. Yummy Jobs, when they were talking about the accommodation for us when we were first going through, they sent us a YouTube video that discussed it. They talked about having 3 people per room and one person being on like a trundle bed, like a pull-out couch bed kind of thing. That was not the case. Thank God, that was not the case. There was 2 people per room and both people got a queen size bed. Thank God. Which was very, very handy. So yeah, don't worry about that. That was my biggest stress. I was like, oh God, there's gonna be 3 of us, and one of us is gonna have to sleep on the bed, and what happens if I hate my roommates, and yada yada yada. I understand it, I feel it. It'll be okay. There's 2 people per room, each person gets a bed. And hopefully you'll like your roommate. I think Yummy Jobs team do a really good job of picking roommates. My roommate, Becky, I love her with my whole heart. I still love her with my whole heart. We were like 2 peas in a pod. We became best friends almost instantly. It was fantastic. I feel like a lot of people went through the same thing. A lot of people had roommates that they loved, they had a great time with, became very close friends with. I wouldn't worry about it too much. And even if you and your roommate do not get along, the likelihood is you and your roommate probably won't spend that much time in the room together anyway. I mean, for us, myself and Becky, we had alternating work schedules. So I worked first thing in the morning, she worked late at night. We had to make time to see each other, because often not, we didn't have time to see each other. We didn't have the same days off. We didn't have the same work schedule. It was same with a lot of people. So just be mindful of that. Even if you don't really get along with your roommate, it's probably going to be okay. And if you really hate your roommate, you can always talk to the Yummy Jobs team and the extended stay team to move you to a different room. It's not that big of a deal. It'll be okay. But yeah, just don't be scared of it. It will be okay. The accommodation itself, on the other hand, with roommates will be great. Roommates will be great. You will both get a bed. The rooms are relatively quite big. You have enough space for each other. It'll be okay in that regard. The room and the accommodation itself isn't a 4-star hotel. Let's put it that way. It isn't great. There was bugs. I know that sounds really bad, but you have to remember in Florida there's bugs everywhere. So having bugs wasn't that crazy. They weren't dangerous or anything like that. They weren't, dangerous or bit me or anything like that, but there were some bugs. And the room itself wasn't super clean, I won't lie. Especially the floors. Like my white socks, I take them off to be like black on the bottom. I'm not saying this to discourage you, I'm just throwing it out there because I know a lot of people had problems with the accommodation. It's not the nicest. Fear not, you're not going to spend a lot of time in there. You're not going to spend a lot of time there. You're more than likely just going to be sleeping in there. Maybe have the odd night to yourself or you and your roommate, but you're not going to be spending a lot of time together, or not spending a lot of time in the room itself. So I wouldn't worry about it too much. things that myself and my roommate did that definitely helped was when we first got there, we noticed a kind of musky smell in the room. I feel like it just kind of happens. We cleaned out we pulled out the like little sheet that goes into the AC and cleaned it, and we also bought a plug-in wall socket that like an air freshener, like a plug-in air freshener, and like a pack of 5 refillable things for it. That definitely helped. A lot of people said they liked the smell of a room after that, so I would recommend it. We just bought it at Target or Walmart or something like that. It was really handy. We got vanilla scent, but there's loads of different scents, so whatever you're into, I would highly recommend it. Definitely makes it a lot better. We also bought bug spray and just sprayed the whole room. We did the whole thing. We were like, get rid of it. So we didn't suffer too bad with bugs, 1 or 2 here and there, but we were also on the bottom floor in Florida, so the bugs were expected. But I definitely recommend the bug spray. I think it definitely helped, and the smelly wall socket also really helped. Also just remember to buy your own cleaning products. Like we bought, dish soap and, wipes, Dettol wipes for the counters, and we bought like toilet stuff to help, because like you will get cleaning service. I will come to the cleaning service now in a minute, but you will theoretically get cleaning service every 2 weeks. So the room is cleaned quite frequently. But we also just bought some of our own just to kind of top up in between those 2 weeks, because it's hot and musky and it's kind of gross. So I would just suggest yeah, for sure, it definitely helped. The cleaning service, on the other hand, I think for us, myself and Becky, the cleaning service was the biggest letdown of the whole accommodation thing. Like we were quite lucky, got great roommates, we were really close friends. The room itself wasn't bad at all. The cleaning service, however, and this will be something that you'll have like the first day you're kind of there all together, you'll have a meeting with the extended stay staff, and they will say at that meeting the cleaning service will happen every second Saturday. They may not get to every room, but if they don't get to you on Saturday, they'll get to you on Sunday, etc. We found this to be very much the case. They would schedule us in for Saturday at like 9 o'clock in the morning, and then just never come, or say that they came, and then when we know for a fact that none of us were there, and just won't clean. We very much have to chase it up. Like there was times where we'd be booked in for our cleaning stuff on Saturday, and we'd spend Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday chasing it up, and they won't get to us until Friday. It is a bit of a pain in the ass, I won't lie, especially in the heat. You're going to be sweating a lot. The AC is great, but you're still going to be sweating. You're still going to feel a bit icky. The bed sheets, you know yourself. It's a bit of a pain, I'm not going to lie. But as long as you chase up, and as long as you're kind about it, like, I think that's the biggest thing. A lot of people were really rude and really mean to some of the staff in extended stay. And don't get me wrong, some of the staff in extended stay weren't very nice to us either. But most of them, the vast majority of the staff in extended stay were really kind, lovely people who were just trying to do their jobs and just trying really hard. Be kind, be gentle, be patient. They're also just people, and I understand it's frustrating for you. They're just trying to get through their job. So be kind, be gentle, but do chase up if you're not getting the stuff that you need. That's the same with the towels as well. Like, they provide you with towels, toilet paper, cutlery, pots, pans, whatever you need. They ask for it straight away. We got like a big box of everything we needed that first day. I went and asked for it, but I know for some people didn't get that. So definitely go ask for it that first day. Make sure you get it. We ended up buying our own mugs, which I think was a really good idea. We bought our own mugs. But you don't need to. They will provide you mugs if you don't want to buy mugs. But I wanted to buy mugs, so I was fine with it. Yeah, I think that's everything I kind of wanted to talk about in terms of the accommodation. I'm going to try and add in photos and videos of our room for you guys to see. It's not a really pretty room. It's a pretty basic hotel room. But the TV was good. The beds were comfy. If you don't mind the odd book here and there, it's fine. The other things about the accommodation, the keys, they're a pain in the ass. I'm not gonna lie. They're just room keys. Not like keys, but like a little card. You tap onto the door and it opens for you. They're always breaking. If you put it too close to your phone, it will break. If you put it too close to anything magnetic, it will break. Sometimes it will just break just from sitting in your bag. And the thing about it is, if one breaks, both of them break. So it's just a bit of a pain in the ass. Just be mindful of that. I know it's frustrating, especially after a long day of work. I can't tell you how many times I've come home from work, sweating, tired, been up since 6 o'clock in the morning, went to go open my door and it's not opening and my roommate's not in because she's now at work, and I had to go wait at the little check-in desk. It's a pain in the ass, but you'll get through it. The accommodation is a very, very small part of the whole experience, and I don't want the worry for the accommodation to be the thing that you don't the reason why you don't go. The accommodation, in the grand scheme of things, is perfectly fine. A little bit dirty, but perfectly fine. Don't worry about it. And also, to bring back to the laundry bag in particular, why I'm telling you to bring laundry bags, there is a laundry room. There's like four machines, 4 washers and like 6 dryers, something like that. The laundry room is fine. It's fine. Just be mindful of the fact that you're in a hotel filled with other people, not just the people in the J1 program. And I know that a guy in our program last year, aka summer 2023, used to bring his suitcase as his laundry bag and brought his suitcase down and left it there so he didn't have to bring it up and down the stairs trying to get everything, and someone stole his suitcase. So just be mindful of that. Don't use something you find value in as your laundry bag. Another reason to buy cheap and dear for a laundry bag. And don't leave it in the room. I know it's a pain to have to drag the washing liquid and the bag and everything up and down the stairs, around the halls, whatever. Just bring it with you. It's better safe than sorry. That's the only thing I can say about that. Yes. I think that's everything. If anyone has any questions, feel free to ask down below or in a DM on Instagram. I will link my DM and every other video that I found that has been helpful when coming to this, and I hope this has been a helpful video for you and has answered some questions. If you need me to make another video about anything else about this program or what it's like to actually work and the hours and whatever, I'll happily make another video. But I just wanted to make some of the burning questions I had before going into a reality for you guys. So yes, thank you for watching. I'm sorry if this was a video that was kind of all over the place, but yeah, bye.